Okay, so this is an overview of the GL financial statements with drill down, and this is pretty comparable to the for sale template that we have had in the past that used the VBA functions. The functionality should be almost exactly the same. Um, Again, with all these reports, this is going to be found on the server under Services, Templates, Distributed Report Templates, Office Connector, Financials Development, just all the way down there for now. And I'm going to go ahead and just launch this thing. Again, as I said with the other ones, the main thing is to confirm what the user's experience is going to be as far as what prompts they get when they launch it. Make sure that we have an expected workflow process, that we're selecting a folder, logging in, not getting any unexpected errors or prompts or anything like that. I do spot an issue on this one right off the bat in that under requirements, the version number actually should be a higher version. I'll need to confirm what version number that actually would be. I believe it's going to be 2.3.40 maybe. I'll have to confirm that though. And that would be the case on any of these as far as the minimum versions needed to support financials. Okay, so just like with the other ones, first thing to check would be that everything on the information sheet is accurate. Check it for typos, anything that's unclear or inaccurate. Step-by-step instructions should be correct in terms of if you follow these steps, it really would work the way that we're describing. Also, on every worksheet in the workbook, I'm suggesting that we just bring up the print window, Control P, and confirm that we are seeing expected page headers and footers and nothing being cut off abnormally, things like that. Not that anyone's probably going to print out the admin page or print out sample values, but I have seen cases where those things have been wrong, like to the extent that it says AP invoices or something at the top. So we just want to double check that. And then beyond that, kind of the first round of tests would be, as before, thinking about this in the context of like a sales demo, where we just want to get in, run it quickly, use the sample value, show it working, and that's it. So that's where I would start, would be just kind of the basic smoke test. Click the sample values tab, click use these values, and that should pop in all the appropriate values in the yellow cells for you. So as far as the year, the period, those should all be set for you based on the sample data. Not sure about budget type in this case. I don't think that's actually even used, but click refresh data. Again, make sure that we see what we'd expect in terms of a normal workflow with no abnormal messages or whatnot. Now, normally in any of these, I would expect that once you're done refreshing data, it should pop you over to the report or the first report. And I'm seeing this happen now in more than one case where I have to click it twice for some reason. So there is something up with that. And again, any of these issues that you run across, even if it's something I reported in this video, please go ahead and document it in Bugzilla so that it can be addressed. Okay, so that's what it should look like when we're done. I don't recall what the point of that collapse at the top is. That might be another issue because it seems to hide the entire header. I don't recall why we had that row grouping there. But regardless, so we have 3 reports in this workbook. These are going to work or be laid out very similarly to the comparable reports out of Timberline. So trial balance sheet has the same sections as the standard Timberline balance sheet. Profit and loss statement has the same sections and organization basically as the standard Timberline income statement. The big difference here is that of course we provide drill down. So that would be something to test for sure, would be to make sure that when we double click on various values, it's going to pop us over to the transactions worksheet and query those transactions for us, and that we can then click back to get back to where we were at and do the same thing with another value. Okay, so aside from that, this report again is pretty standard in terms of looking like the Timberline report and also working like the report that we've had in the past that was VBA based. The things to test then more specifically would be different combinations of values in each one of these areas. So we want to make sure that if we're offering these 3 radio button options to consolidate all or a single prefix or consolidate from a prefix list, all 3 of those actually work the way that we intend. So in other words, I should be able to go here, and then type in a title for the report, type in a prefix like 10 or 2 and a % to get all the 2s, or some kind of mask, and then click refresh and get the expected results. And I'll cover in a separate video how to use the financial statement tool out of Timberline to confirm dollar amounts. Likewise, prefix groups work the same as they have in the past, pretty much. Again, we're just listing out individual prefixes in the columns here, giving the prefix group or list a name of some sort, and those names then should appear over here on the admin sheet. So I can pick company 10 and have it select whatever is in the company 10 list for me. So again, basic idea, we go through each one of these different options, test it with a different fiscal year, different periods, make sure it rolls back correctly. Some of the values are going to be harder to test without using a different data set. Sample data is not going to work well. For example, the accounting method is only accrual in the sample data. There are some other data folders that you'll see at the top of the data folder list on remote, and some of them do use cash. So those could be used, and then you just need to run the same Timberline report to get the cash values from Timberline and to compare to. And I think as I've said in another video, we want to be using the output from Timberline financial statements to confirm dollar amounts, because that tool's been around for 20 years and we know the output is correct. So that's going to be our baseline for comparison. Okay, so with that said, again, just want to put this report through its paces, test all the functionality. As I said in other videos, check out each one of these buttons, make sure that they actually do what we're describing that they should do in terms of saving values. And save as values here is going to create a values copy and also hide the information sheet, the admin sheet, and the sample value sheet, I think, because those would no longer be necessary in a values copy. The customize button just eliminates all the queries, so then it's just static account lists. The functions are still there, so the user can rearrange things and reorganize their statements however they want, and it'll still pull in the account balances, but the account lists will be static at that point. So that's what the customize button would do. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of this one. Again, also another way to test this would be to probably run the original VBA version of it and confirm that we have the same output, the same experience and everything that we had with that. Okay, so that is everything for that one.